What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined tonight by the man, Brandon Kramer. How we doing, Brandon?
Doing great. How about you?
Can't complain. You know the usual. But before we do go over the Yankees lineup tonight, everyone be sure, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We do go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Daily uploads every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So stay tuned for that. But today what I want to do is kind of something fun as we inch very close to the regular season. We're less than a week away now. I want to make our predictions and kind of preview the Yankees 2021 lineup. The expectations are through the roof for this team going into this year, so I think it's only fair that we go through the lineup. So what we'll do is we'll each give our own take on the lineup and what we think it's going to be, and just go from there. So I guess I'll start. I have DJ1. That's a no-brainer there. I think the top of the order for the most part is kind of set in stone. I have DJ1, Judge 2, Hicks 3, Stanton 4, Glaber 5, Clint 6, Bruce 7, Gary 8, Gio 9. Now, I know like this might not be how the Yankees structure it. I think, like I said, 1 through 5 is just about set in stone at this point, and then 6 to 9 they could kind of work with it however they want to. I know right off the bat, looking at the top of the lineup, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about Hicks 3. Personally, I think that 3 is a perfect spot for Hicks.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, if not 3, some people say he could lead off, but you got to have DJ at leadoff. But he's the perfect guy to split up Stanton and Judge, because if you throw a fastball in Hicks's happy zone, he's going to crush it. But you can't. He also has a great eye, so if someone tries to pitch around him, now you got Stanton behind him. It's not like he's leading off the game, then you have Judge. You have him there. You can't pitch around him. You're going to have to attack him, and Hicks is really good at pulling the ball and crushing mistakes, so it's a perfect spot for him.
Yeah. So that's my lineup. What would your typical Yankees lineup look like?
We have the first 6 the same with, but with me, I would have, I think, then Bruce 7. I actually have Gary batting 9th, but I think we mostly have the lineup the same.
No, I have Bruce 7.
You have Bruce 7. I think
Yeah.
I have Gary 7, then Bruce 8, and then Gio 7, Bruce 8, Gary 9. But I think they're going to have someone quicker in that 9 spot. But I mean, the lineup top to bottom is really good. Bruce, they're going to have a lot of fun playing around with Bruce because he's the only lefty, the true lefty. So being able to kind of have him break up some powerful righties will be really. I do not see Gary ahead of him. I see either Gary behind him and either probably Clint in front of him, because you want to have some insurance for Gary, because Bruce has a good eye. So if you can get Gary Sanchez up with runners on, that's going to benefit him even more, because then he's going to get a pitch to see.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, the Yankees lineup is so deep going into the season. I think that looking at the lineup on paper right now, they have capability to have 4 to 5 all-stars easily. I mean, I'm looking at DJ, Judge, Stanton, Glaber, Clint. I would say that those 5 are going to make the all-star team.
Gary
Is
Sanchez,
that a bold take?
No, not at all. I mean, Gary Sanchez also has a great chance because the catching depth in the AL is really thin.
Yeah.
It's
it is.
Like
for sure.
You have Grandal. That it? I can't really think of. Garver had a really bad year last year.
I mean, the catching position across the league as a whole is pretty weak.
It's always been really thin. I mean, Gary has a chance as well. I think a sleeper. I got a sleeper all-star. This is actually a really hot take. I think Jay Bruce is going to have a career revival in the Bronx.
That's hot. That's a hot take, Brandon.
Not having to worry about really doing anything besides playing first base keeps his legs fresh. He's a great hitter, and I mean, Great American Ballpark's not a big park, but it's not small. Then he played with the Phillies, but got the short porch and right, and he's got opposite field power. I think we're going to see at least, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb. Jay Bruce on opening day is going to be hitting the first home run for the Yankees.
I like it. Let me ask you another question. Out of the Yankees whole lineup, right, who do we think is going to have the best all-around year? So I'm not talking like just batting average, home runs, like putting all the numbers combined together. Like maybe you could go by WAR, I guess. Who do we think is having the best year?
Giancarlo, hands down.
You know who my guess is?
Clint Frazier.
No, Aaron Judge. I think that this is finally the year Aaron Judge puts everything together, stays healthy for the most part. He might hit like a minor IL stint or two.
Yeah, but everyone's bound to take a minor IL stint.
Yeah, but I think for the most part he's going to stay healthy. I think we're going to see an MVP campaign from Judge this year. I say this every year, but I think this might finally be the year. But Stanton is obviously like another very good pick too. If they're both locked in and they're both healthy producing in that lineup, those two could battle each other for MVP this year.
Imagine that. We just got the two. Has that ever happened before?
Not that I could remember. I'm sure it's happened. I mean, maybe Mauer Morneau.
The only time I don't know why this popped in my head. I'm thinking Mantle Maris.
I mean, I'm sure there's been another case since then. But another question. Gary Sanchez. July 1st, is he still in the Yankees lineup? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes?
1,000%.
I would have to say yes too.
I think everyone hates him. I don't know why. Yes, he was. There's no other way to put this. He was terrible last year. But the dude can hit. He's a mental nutcase, honestly, which every Yankee player at least has that issue at one point. But you've seen it this year. Although the stats may not represent it, also look at DJ. He didn't do well at spring training. He's hitting the ball the other way. He's looking more disciplined at the plate. He's getting the leg down a bit quicker. He can have a big leg kick. Yes, he didn't have it back then. But if it helps him with his power, it's fine. But he just needs to get it down sooner. I mean, the first home run he hit was on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and he took it the other way. Yeah. He's also hitting balls hard, and he's walking. That's really all that matters. I mean, you could look at Stanton and be like, okay, he went 0 for 3. But then if you look at what he did, 2 balls hit over 110, 120. Like, that's how stats in spring training don't really matter. But I think Gary Sanchez is going to hit 30-plus home runs. In his everyone who said bad things about him, be careful because your things might be screenshotted at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. I think Gary is still going to be in the lineup July 1st. I think it would take him to be very, very bad for that not to be the case.
He would have to replicate what he did last year.
Yeah, which I don't think is going to happen. But I guess we'll see. Another question for you, Ram. Clint Frazier. I'm putting the over-under on 29.5 home runs.
Under.
Do we think he's going to have over or under?
Under.
I'm taking the over.
I think he's going to hit. I think a good number is 25. I just the only reason why I don't see him hitting 30 is because the lineup's just so deep. And I think I can see him being more of a doubles machine this year. I think he's going to get 25 home runs, but I can see him hitting. Over 40 doubles for Clint Frazier this year.
I'm taking 32 home runs. I think he's going to have the over. I don't know. Listen, I think Clint, this is going to be his first year as the Yankees' sole left fielder. This is his job. He knows that. I don't want to say he has a chip on his shoulder, but he might have a chip on his shoulder, just trying to prove everybody wrong after his breakout year in 2020, if that's what you want to call it. So I think we're expecting a big year out of Clint. Like I predicted, he's going to be an all-star. Last question as far as the Yankees lineup goes. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. Are they going to combine for under or over 250 games? Which would be, if you want to split it half and half, it would be like 125 each.
I think we're going to see at least 130 from each.
So you're taking the over?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to take the over too. I think we might be a little bit optimistic here, but I would expect about 130 games from each of them too, which gives them 260.
They were both hurt in 2018, or at least one of them, because Stanton was healthy. 2019. Yeah. So what's the saying? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me. What are they saying? Third time's a charm. Maybe the third year will finally get them in, because it was like they've only been in the same game like 50 times.
Yeah.
Out of like a total of like 600. It's like something insane.
Yeah, it's a very low number. I'm hoping 2021 is going to be the year for them. Regardless, though, the Yankees lineup looks fantastic. Even though they are going to be missing Luke Voit for the first 2 months, maybe. They said he might be back in sometime in May. I'm probably expecting him to be back around June. I guess we'll see about that. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. That is going to wrap things up. Stay tuned all regular season for content left and right. We're pumping out content every single day. Pre-games, post-games, everything. You name it, we got it. So we'll see you guys next time. We go live every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Daily uploads every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.